Most people are not afraid of being alone, are afraid of thinking differently than everyone around them. Intellectual loneliness starts when your mind stops following the crowd. Most people think loneliness means having no one around, but intellectual loneliness is different. It happens when your mind grows faster than the environment around you. You start noticing things other people ignore, questioning habits they never examine, and wanting conversations that nobody near you is ready to have. This kind of isolation does not come from weakness. It comes from awareness. The more you think, the harder it becomes to fit into places built for comfort instead of growth. Many people feel this shift in their 20s or 30s when they start taking responsibility for their life. They realize that most social spaces reward distraction, not discipline. Talking about goals, long-term plans, or self-control often makes others uncomfortable. So the conversation goes back to safe topics. Over time, this creates distance. Not because you hate people, but because your priorities stop matching theirs. Intellectual loneliness is the moment you understand that growth requires separation. You begin spending more time alone, reading, working, learning, or thinking about decisions other people make without reflection. At first, this feels like something is wrong. Humans are social by nature, so when your circle gets smaller, your brain treats it like loss. But in reality, this phase often means your standards are changing. You are no longer satisfied with noise. You want clarity, direction, and purpose. The problem is that higher standards reduce the number of people who can relate to you. When your focus shifts toward discipline, you notice how much time others waste. When you start planning long-term, you see how many people only think about the weekend. This difference does not make you better, but it does make you separate. Real self-development is not loud. It happens in quiet rooms, early mornings, and long nights when nobody is watching. The more serious you become, the fewer people will understand why you live the way you do. That misunderstanding creates pressure to go back to the old version of yourself. The one who talked more, thought less, and followed the crowd. Many people return to that version because being accepted feels easier than being alone. But every time you ignore your own thinking just to belong, you weaken your ability to lead your own life. Intellectual loneliness is not a punishment. It is a side effect of becoming more aware of how much discipline real independence actually requires. The mind that wants control over its future cannot stay comfortable in environments built on distraction and excuses. If you feel alone while working on yourself, it does not always mean something is wrong. Sometimes it means your mind has moved to a place where fewer people are, willing to go every day without applause, without comfort, and without constant approval from the crowd around you who prefer easy routines, instead of difficult change that demands patience, focus, and responsibility every single day of their ordinary, predictable, comfortable, repetitive daily life. Without serious personal effort or honest self-examination, daily intellectual loneliness becomes stronger when you realize that most people are not trying to think deeply about their life. They are trying to stay comfortable. Comfort keeps routines predictable, conversations simple, and decisions easy. The moment you start asking harder questions, you separate yourself without meaning to. You begin to notice how often people avoid responsibility by blaming circumstances, luck, or other people. When your mind starts looking for solutions instead of excuses, the gap between you and your environment grows wider. This is where many people feel pressure to slow down their thinking just to stay connected to others. They laugh at things they do not find funny, agree with opinions they do not believe, and hide their real goals because they sound too serious. Over time, this creates internal conflict. You are physically present, but mentally disconnected. That disconnection is one of the main signs of intellectual loneliness. It does not mean you dislike people. It means your mind is no longer satisfied with shallow patterns. The brain naturally wants belonging, but it also wants progress. When those two needs go in different directions, you feel tension. Most people choose belonging because it gives immediate comfort. Very few choose progress because it requires long periods of isolation with no guarantee of reward. This is why discipline often feels lonely. Waking up early, working when others relax, saving money when others spend, studying when others watch entertainment. These choices slowly change your environment. The more consistent you become, the more you notice how rare consistency actually is. At first, you may try to explain your mindset to others, hoping they will understand. But real change cannot be explained easily to people who are not ready for it. They may think you are overthinking, becoming boring, or acting different. In reality, you are just becoming more intentional. Intellectual loneliness is the stage where your mind stops running on automatic habits and starts making conscious decisions. That process requires silence, reflection, and time alone. Many people avoid this stage because it feels uncomfortable to sit with your own thoughts without distraction. When the noise disappears, you see your weaknesses clearly. You see wasted time, bad habits, and choices you regret. Facing that truth is not enjoyable, but it is necessary if you want control over your life. The mind that learns to tolerate this kind of honesty becomes stronger than the mind that always looks for entertainment. Isolation in this phase is not a sign of failure. It is training. You are learning how to think without needing approval. You are learning how to stay focused without constant support. You are learning how to make decisions based on principles instead of pressure. These skills cannot grow in crowded environments where everyone is trying to avoid discomfort. They grow in quiet moments where you are forced to rely on your own judgment without distraction, without applause, without someone telling you what to do next every minute of the day in your normal routine. Life, intellectual loneliness reaches its highest point when you fully understand that no one is coming to organize your life for you. At this stage, the need for approval starts losing its power. You stop waiting for people to agree with your decisions before you take action. This is where real independence begins, and it is also where many people turn back because the responsibility feels heavy. When you accept that your future depends mostly on your own discipline, your daily choices become more serious. You start thinking about time differently. Hours are no longer something to waste without noticing. Every day feels like something you either use or lose. This mindset creates distance between you and people who are still living without direction. They may not understand why you say no to things that look fun but lead nowhere. They may think you are becoming cold or distant, but what is really happening is that your priorities are becoming clear. The mind that wants control cannot move the same way as the mind that only wants comfort. Intellectual loneliness teaches you to trust your own thinking even when nobody around you thinks the same way. That is not arrogance. It is responsibility. You are no longer letting the crowd decide how serious your life should be. You are deciding it yourself. This is also the stage where patience becomes more important than motivation. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline stays when you build it through repetition. Many people quit during this phase because progress feels slow and the rewards are not visible yet. They look around and see others enjoying life without pressure, and they start questioning if the effort is worth it. What they do not see is that long-term results are built quietly. The people who stay consistent when nobody notices are usually the ones who create real change later. Intellectual loneliness forces you to become comfortable with that silence. You learn how to work without applause, how to think without constant conversation, and how to move forward without needing everyone to understand you. This is not an easy way to live, but it is a strong one. When you can stand alone without losing direction, you stop being controlled by the opinions around you. That freedom is rare because it requires discipline every day, not only when you feel motivated. The real lesson is simple. If your mind feels alone because you want more from life, do not see it as a problem. See it as a signal that you are taking responsibility for your future. Not everyone will walk that path, and that is normal. Growth often happens in quiet places where there is no crowd, no noise, and no shortcut. If you can stay focused in those moments, you build a level of mental strength that most people never reach. Lesson at the end. If you feel intellectually lonely, do not rush to escape it. Use it. That silence is where discipline grows, where clear thinking develops, and where strong decisions are made. The people who learn to stand alone without losing direction are usually the ones who build the strongest lives. If you want more serious videos about discipline, self-control, and mental strength, subscribe to the channel and keep learning how to think differently from the crowd.